All right, guys, welcome back here to Kings of the Storm 5. I am Solid Jake,
And I'm Kubi.
and welcome everyone from Caldor Streaming. Caldor, thank you for the host.
Oh, what a
Ooh,
guy, what a guy,
what a
yeah.
fancy guy. So this is, in fact, game number 2 we're going into here on
Yes.
Cursed Hollow.
Absolutely. We just saw a pretty nice game on Dragonshire there. A lot of map control coming out of Barrel Boys, and EG sort of kind of got slowly strangled out there. Really solid play coming out of Barrel Boys, and we'll have to see what EG chooses to go with in terms of drafting here to respond.
Yeah, and it looks like we're actually just about ready to go here in the draft. So we're going to switch over to Stormcraft because it looks like it's about to begin here with our first ban. Now, again, Cursed Hollow is the map. This is game 2. Barrel Boys has a 1-0 advantage over Evil Geniuses, and it looks like the first ban is actually going to be coming out of Barrel Boys on Tychus.
So, yeah, we're looking at Cursed Hollow, Tychus. I mean, I get it. I understand Tychus. He's a very strong hero to grab. I think it's sort of it's sort of like what Maelstrom does, right? They ban out Kerrigan, just some very nice DPS hero that they might necessarily use in their strategy. Force the other team to ban Stitches, and then they can pick up some top damage as a part of their first part of the draft. So moving very quickly here, we see the so Tassadar was the first pickup for Barrel Boys. EG immediately moves over and grabs Vala Kerrigan. And now we're back onto Barrel Boys' side of the things in terms of what they want to pick.
Very quick here. I mean, Nazebo is grabbed, and Uther. I mean, this, I don't know if last time we've seen a draft be this speedy here, but
right?
It's underway, and it's going to be, I mean, no, let's just kind of look at what's still on the table here. Now, Arthas is available. We're looking at Kerrigan, Vala. Arthas has a lot of synergy with that. So Arthas Brightwing seems like a likely pickup here for Evil Geniuses wanting to grab that cleanse, but the map is Cursed Hollow. So again, Brightwing having that flexibility, the mobility to be across the map, get those bribe stacks, soak them, really strong hero on this map. Be kind of surprised if we don't see her. And Arthas, arguably the best tank option available in the game. So pairs very well with Kerrigan as well.
Geez, I think that they're going to really... I think it's a good opportunity for sure for them to grab some warrior pickups here. I don't think they're going to try to steal 2 at once or anything like that, but do you think... I was wondering if they were going to try for a steal on the double support. I don't think we'll see that too often as a thing, and they do end up going for the Arthas, and it's probably just going to be another DPS here because they can probably wait to grab their support for the last pick.
They might want to play it safe and grab Brightwing, but yeah, I mean, Zeratul is a decent option on this map. And it's not out of the question to grab him here. Hammer is not terrible. We've seen Hammer pick up popularity on pretty much any map. It used to be just like Dragonshire, but people have realized how powerful of a hero Sergeant Hammer is, and we see Hammer more and more often. Thrall, I don't think we'll see again. I think Thrall didn't work out for them too well that last game, and I'd be kind of surprised if we see Thrall here.
Yeah, they're going to need to come up with some kind of answer for Ravenous Spirit too. That was doing a lot of work, and yeah, like you said, Thrall wasn't working out often enough for them. So we do see the Brightwing pick up. They are playing it safe there.
Yep.
But I would expect that their last hero will be some kind of answer for Nazebo. At least I would hope that would be the case for Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, Falstad would make a lot of sense. I mean, we've seen Mighty Ducks be a more popular option. But what are the options here? Now, they need a tank. ETC we've been seeing a lot today. Like all day, ETC has been getting a ton of play.
Sure.
And these are their final 2 picks. So they're going to be grabbing a warrior here, and they're going to be looking for more damage. So do they want to deny the Falstad, you think?
It could be... I mean, it's also possible that Evil Geniuses goes Tyrael too.
That's actually true. That's a very good point.
And you go for the tank, off-tank type of situation as well. Yeah, we didn't see Barrel Boys picking up ETC in the previous series, but they obviously just grabbed them, so it's a possibility for sure. They already have this. Okay, we're going to see Muradin. That's fine. That's also slightly well, no, they're not going to run. EG's not going to run Muradin either, so I can understand that. Just good control for Nazebo just to make sure that he gets his work done.
Yeah, they pair well together. I mean, Muradin's locked down with the Ravenous Spirit beating down on you is not something that anybody wants to have happen to them. So that's I think he's a great choice here. And now we actually there's Zeratul. So Zeratul very popular on this map. And we've seen Barrel Boys play Zeratul in the past, and actually in the previous games, Zeratul was banned out by EG.
That's true. That's actually a good point. It's a little bit of a different thing that we're used to seeing here from EG, different ban. So yeah, you have some potential with the Void Prison into Divine Storm.
Yep.
That provides a good bit of lockdown for Nazebo to be casting his Ravenous Spirit to get a lot of work done. Also, Muradin can hop in there, especially with the piercing Stormbolt. He can get some stuns off too, and after 13, when he gets rewind, he can rewind that stun and do it again. So a lot of opportunity. If you don't need to be peeling for Nazebo, you can set up great situation where he gets a ton of time to cast Ravenous Spirit, which could make or break a lot of their team fights too.
I mean, yeah, a lot of it's going to come down to that, but they do have one more hero they need to pick here. And they've got a few options available. Now, Falstad we've already mentioned as being a big one. As much as I didn't like the throw of the last game, I mean, Sundering is still on the table here. You mentioned Judgment, but they're going for Raynor? This is new.
I'm giving the cocked eyebrow right now. It's different. Not something that we're used to seeing. I mean, it's been a long time since we've seen Raynor thrown into competitive here, especially since Bloodlust seems to have fallen out of favor quite a bit. So,
yeah, I mean, this is what our draft's going to be, though. We're looking at Vala, Kerrigan, Arthas, Brightwing, and Raynor. Raynor is definitely a very uncommon pick. Like you mentioned, paired with Bloodlust to give that additional move speed, makes Raynor just like, he's kind of like Camera in the sense that he has like a lot of auto attack damage.
Yeah. Snipe is also a thing to consider too. If there's if there happens to be a situation where the Nazebo is hiding just over the wall, yeah, maybe he'll be in position to snipe to get in to stop that. I don't think that's going to be their key way of dealing with Ravenous, and as it is right now, it's pretty much just Poly. Kerrigan could go in too, but that's also going to be risky. I'm not really so sure
the Ravenous is going to be
It's going to be a problem, and
difficult.
I don't know if Evil Geniuses has enough to deal with it.
I almost wish we saw Malfurion here, but I guess it's a little late for that because Malf, of course, you can use. I mean, we've seen teams just opt for a style where instead of dealing with the Ravenous, they just heal through it. And Brightwing doesn't really have the capability to do that too well. Of course, Tranquility, it can't be interrupted. It's a lot of guaranteed healing around the team. But, I mean, we're going to see how this pans out, guys. This is game number 2. 1-0 advantage here for Barrel Boys, and hopefully we get the teams on the right side. Yes, we do.
Awesome production. Okay, so on the blue side, for Evil Geniuses, we have Faye on Vala. Idra's going to be playing Raynor. Kawhi Rice on Brightwing. LZ Gamer's going to be playing Arthas, and ZPs will be rounding it out on Kerrigan. That's interesting, actually.
Yeah.
LZ and ZPs kind of switch roles there a little bit.
That's cool. Well, on the other half of the map, we do have Fan playing as Zeratul. McIntyre is going to be Taster. They're the Protoss buddies. We got Fury playing the tank here. That's going to be Muradin. Look at that skin. It looks so awkward on that little guy. And then we have Trummel as Nazebo, and Blinks will be playing the Medic Uther.
All right, so yeah, Cursed Hollow. Once again, if you guys aren't too familiar with how the map works, of course, starting at 2 minutes and 15 seconds, a tribute will spawn in one of 6 locations in between either the top and mid or the mid and bottom lanes. Teams will fight over these tributes to channel them for about 6 seconds or so. First team to reach 3 tributes will get themselves a curse that is applied to the enemy team. That means their structures do no longer fire any ammunition, and their creeps are reduced to 1 HP. As you can imagine, this gives them a good amount of push. And so, yeah, we'll be looking to see what the laning structure looks like up until that point, but around 2 minutes and 15 seconds to 2:45 or so, that's when we're going to be looking to see the teams really start to come together to start getting fights in.
Yeah, well, right now we see the 1-1-3 lane configuration, and Trummel gets pulled in with that Primal Grasp, just some damage through down. Polymorph effect went off, but it didn't actually get cast. There you see it actually getting cast. Sometimes Poly's a little bit weird in that regard. When if you cast it, but you back up, it doesn't actually go off. It's just kind of one of those things. Now, this is going to be a very zoning lane. One thing I just want to talk about is the fact that they've changed Raynor's gun to actually be a marine weapon and not like a single shot.
What's the name of that gun?
I
love doing this to you.
Chimp 2 would know. I don't know.
It's the Gauss rifle, Jake.
I was going to say Vulcan.
What? Okay.
Well, Kerrigan's going into to Fury here, and that's not really the target. They want a nice shoot. 5 ZPs, and that combo on Curse Fury is going to just zone him out. The zombie wall goes down, and that's going to soak up a few tower shots, but not really do much more than that. And just in the middle lane, I mean, that's just going to be a dance between Fan and Faye, and both of them kind of going even with each other right now.
Yeah, so we got a couple of interesting things talent-wise here. On the EG side of things, of course, I would imagine that Raynor is going to be going pretty heavily into an auto-attack type
Wow,
build.
okay, just real quick, I mean, really nice job there by Fury, just making sure Fan's going to be okay, but...
Yeah. So I imagine he'll probably be going Searing Attacks at 7 and then Berserk at 16. So those are Yeah, and the advanced optics too, getting that extra range. But we're seeing a full auto attack build out of Vala.
Okay,
That's
cool.
one thing, and it's I like to see the pickup on Curse Fairy here at level 1. He grabs Reverberation, so anything that's hit by his Thunder Slam there, the AoE ability around him, it slows the auto attack of anyone hit by that. So it's already like a quick counterplay. Like, he knows that Rainer's all about the autos.
Rainer and Vala at this point.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, he didn't even probably know going into this that she would go for sure on auto build. But nice Dwarf Toss there to get out of that combo from ZPs.
And we see the first tribute is spawning. It's going to be the bottom center of the map here. Now, level 4, we're looking at level 4. We got that Devil and Venom, something you have to constantly worry about. And then with Zeratul and Azebo, they both have that double gathering power. So making sure they don't die is crucial, but it's going to be hard to live if you get pulled in or locked down at all, because once the Primal Grass and the Howling Blast hit you, I mean, you're going to get polyed and you're just going to get your day ruined.
Yeah.
Kerrigan going in and actually just throwing out that hammer to stun. Alba Blinks is going to get a free
He's going to get it, yeah. They didn't rotate up there fast enough. And yeah, I mean, things like Double and Venom, that's it's going to be scary, but Arthas actually didn't even end up rotating down. They opted to keep their Tassadar and Arthas top lane just to continue to get that soak. Things are pretty even for both teams right now. The only advantage that Barrel Boys has here is that one tribute over 0 for EG.
Faye and Fan just kind of continuing their dance in the middle, but ZPs is here for the aggression. He goes in, but it's not going to be enough. A nice juke, actually, and it is going to be Fan surviving here. Instantly hearthing back to base. No reason to just waste as well right now. Top lane, it looks like McIntyre is actually putting up a lot of aggression onto ZPs.
Yeah, for those of you guys who don't know and they're frustrated with dealing with Kerrigan, the best way to actually dodge that quote-unquote combo where they ravage onto you and then throw it on the Primal Grasp into Impale is you sort of run perpendicular to the Primal Grasp, where the direction between, it's kind of hard to explain verbally, but I think you guys, you could see it right there how Fan escaped that. He just ran directly south and was able to dodge that combo, so nice play.
Yeah, notice Idro's not going for the obvious run behind the wall because he knew the zombie wall would be able to zone him out. He's trying to get just up through the top part of this map, and honestly, just a little slow on Brightwing. If Brightwing had been there sooner, maybe Phase Shift was on cooldown, he should have been able to get out of that, but that's actually a really nice pickup by them.
Yep, we have level 7, so we are seeing that double searing attacks for Vala and Reyna. This is a full-on auto attack build for Vala. Ooh, nice pickup there on Fan. Face so close to dying.
Yeah, very, very low, but there's a trade there, so they get a kill on the board, 1-to-1 in terms of kills at this point in the game. Very even. I mean, the levels are pretty much dead even, but the tributes, not so much. Barrel Boys have that 2-0 tribute advantage.
Yeah, and that's something that Barrel Boys can count on for the third tribute. They know that EG is going to get very aggressive to try and take it, to deny that curse. And they can try to play that into their hand, especially if they have level 10 before that. They can sort of reserve and force EG into a bad position if they know that they're going to be aggressive for it.
And ZPs and LZ continuing to roam around, looking for something to munch on and just blow up. Fan coming down here to help Fury blow up these giants, and they're going to pick up that siege camp. And, you know, they're just making sure they soak their quest to level 10. Let's take a look at the level 7 talents, though.
Yeah, like I mentioned, we do have that double searing attacks for EG. That's full auto build between those guys. We have the cleanse picked up from Brightwing, Rune Tap, and then the it looks like that's the Zerglings on the Impaling Swarm from Kerrigan. So pretty interesting builds here, especially I'm looking at Vala and Raynor. It's something we don't see very often. Oh, and ZPs is running very low. He gets the combo on Fan, and he's going to fall. Are they going to be able to pick up ZPs? No. Okay.
Yeah, it looked like a bad spot for ZPs, but you know he knew he had the support from his allies there, so he just kind of turns around and blows them up. And they have a one-man advantage for this tribute, so they might be able to get the next tribute.
Yeah, yeah. They should. I think Barrel Boys should absolutely give this one up since they lost Fan during that last fight. It's a huge risk to try to dive in there. They'll probably just end up losing heroes for it. So smart of them. Just continue to soak those lanes, keep that slight experience advantage you have, and just try to regroup and fight up for the next one.
So looking at the heroics right now, I mean, we can see Raiders, Blink Heal, Reign of Vengeance, Army of the Dead, and Ultralisk.
Yeah, so we're seeing that this heroic choice for Kerrigan seems to be fairly split among a lot of the players, whether they go Ultralisk or Maelstrom. It's going to depend on how comfortable the Kerrigan player is at diving into the rest of the team, or if they'd rather just sit back and just land those stuns as part of their combo, etc. So, and then for Barrel Boys, we have Archon, Avatar, Ravenous Spirit, Void Prison, and Divine Storm. All those are pretty standard picks for those heroes, and they do a lot of work. That's why people grab them.
They really do. And that Ravenous is going to, I mean, we talked about it in the draft. The Ravenous is going to be a big part of this match. How much work does it get done? What are their answers for it? They can't heal for it, and they really need to make sure that either Raynor or Kerrigan can disrupt it. Of course, Brightwing has the option with Emerald Wind and Polymorph as well, but I mean, ooh, actually Raynor gets picked off in the bottom here, it looks like. And this Ravenous Spirit just, yeah, I mean, it's doing work on both Raynor and the wall, so nice pickup here by Fan and Trump.
Yeah, that's, I mean, but that's something that EG can count on not being in the this fight here if they so choose to go after. And Fan's going to be in a little bit of a tricky spot. He blinks out, the wall goes down, and it's going to be probably on Blinks to try to stall this out for just a second here while the cooldowns come off from Fan and Trouble.
Yeah, Raynor has respawned. He's on his way. Right wing in the top of the map. Can face shift down at any point in time, and I think we're seeing that happen. Maybe not. Not yet. But they will, have that presence if they need it. We see it coming in now. The stun is actually not there. The Howling Blast didn't go out.
And there's that first curse for Barrel Boys here, and we'll have to see what they do with it if they choose to push. It looks like as though they're grouping up down here on this bottom lane. They're probably going to push in on this bottom fort.
I mean, we notice the Ravenous is still on cooldown. We hear the Ultras coming out. Big Void Prison going down, hitting 2 members. Divine Storm only hitting ZPs. Is it enough to blow them up? It looks like it is a lot of damage. All the members are about half health here for Barrel Boys, and Kerrigan has fallen on the side of Evil Geniuses. McIntyre getting low. He goes into Dimensional Shift to try to back on up here. The shields come down, and it's enough for Cursefair to go back into the front line after tapping well and zone for them here. Notice they're all tapping well and going back into the battle here, and that's exactly what EG is going to do as well.
Yep, and then they still have that 4v5 advantage for Barrel Boys here. They can still take and press this fight if they so choose. Cursefair leading the charge here, going in on that bottom fort. EG has done a pretty good job stalling out this situation, though. He tries to go for the Stormbolt, misses on Indra. Nice juke there.
Trumbull, they're getting so aggressive. There's no follow-up to that. So Sprint was used to kind of scare them away at the very least. But during all of this, Curse is just kind of, putting the pressure on all the other lanes. This fort is low. This one's getting cleaned up, taking a bit of damage. And the bottom fort, of course, has fallen.
Yeah, so EG sort of picking that fight and drawing out like what was going on there in that bottom lane. It was actually not too bad of a defense. They only lose that one bottom fort there. They just barely lost the top fort to the creep. So unfortunately that happened. I would say overall that wasn't too bad of a defense. Only losing that one hero in the middle of that.
Well, we see Zeratul making his way over to that watchtower to cap it so that they have the security and vision there, and the rest of the team is making their way up to their safe boss. There's a few options that EG has. They should have a decent idea of what's happening, so they can come over and contest this boss. It's going to be too late for that. They're going for their own boss.
Yeah, they're going to take their own. And that makes sense. And this is actually either, this situation would have been fine for Barrel Boys. They have the top lane already cleaned out, so this is something that EG definitely has to respond to. Barrel Boys can either get aggressive with their own boss or they can push down to defend. Because of how much further their boss is ahead of EG's, they sort of are given the choice. And it looks like they're going to go offensive here, and they're going to steal the Giants out from under EG on their side of the map.
Kubi, Rainer's Raiders were used to fight that boss. That's a 100-second cooldown, and there's no battle momentum.
I mean, Rainer's trait sort of allows for some cooldown reduction, so that might be what they're considering, but I mean, they wanted to do it as fast as possible, but I mean, he has to get hero kills really to get that cooldown reduction, so that's asking for a lot.
I mean, it's at 55 seconds right now, and I bet they wish they had it for this defense of this boss. Of course, they do have a boss pushing in the bottom lane, but Barrel Boys have a 1 level advantage here. They're getting very close to 16 and actually taking out a tower or a hero will hit 16 and giving them a talent advantage. But this golem's about to expire and they might decide to back up. ZP is going in with that Primal Grasp, but immediately Avatar is popped. Divine Storm hitting 3 members, just blowing them up. Quiet Rice has the poison on him. He has protective shield himself to stay alive, and 2 members end up falling on the side of Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, that was a little bit too aggressive from ZP's there. Diving out. Oh no, they can't lose. They cannot lose anyone right now. This is not good at all for EG. If they lose Idra, that might be game.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge reign of vengeance, but what does it matter at this point? The Giants are still there. Death timer's quite long considering this point in this game.
Yeah.
Only 10 minutes in, and they're going to try to end it here.
I think they can, honestly. They still have the Giants pushing. That's a lot of DPS. I think they should probably try to clean up that wave, but it might not even matter. That Void Prison goes down, that zones out Faith, and the rest of this defense, the core is down to 30%. I think Barrel Boys is going to be able to clean this up, and they're going to take a 2-0 victory over Evil Geniuses to advance further in this losers bracket of Kings of the Storm 5.
Well played by them, and congratulations to Barrel Boys advancing on forward. They're going to be facing Glorious here in the losers semifinals?
Yeah, I think that's about right. Yeah, losers semifinals. Yep.
And guys, you can actually look at the full bracket at KOTS.challenge.com.
Yes.
Kubi, what do we got going on next?
I think we're going to be casting the winners finals.
Yes.
We're going to be switching things up. We're going to cast the winners finals. That's going to be between Tempo Storm and Cloud9 Vortex. So I think we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll try to get that lobby set up for you guys. And
but before we do that,
just
to give you guys the heads up. So that's what's coming up next for us. But the loser finals you can find on twitch.tv/ZoyaTV. So if you want to follow Barrel Boys and you want to see what's happening there, that's the secondary stream here for the loser semifinals. And we will be handling the winners finals, loser finals, and grand finals from then on out.
Yes.
So guys, like you said, commercial break time.
Yes.
Get some snacks,
Snacks on snacks.
and we'll be back in a few.
Yeah.